Hi everybody, Mark here at Gilbo Realty. Today we're going to review recently sold homes within the last 7 days on the MLS. We're going to pull them up here in Zillow. We're going to see where they sold for square foot. We're going to see how long they were on the market for. We're going to see where they ended up. And then we're going to get a general idea of where the market's going. Now, I didn't pull all these up. I went through a bunch of recently sold homes in the last 7 days, as you can see on the screen here. And I put a heart next to the ones I'm going to yank up. I stuck mostly above 44. I didn't go below 44. There wasn't too much down there. So we can review these, take a look, and get a general idea where everything is falling when it comes to square foot, when it comes to any kind of changes in status of the actual listing. You can get a big idea about what happened with the property by looking at closed sales. And this is what we're going to do here. So let's look at this one here. Closed 385, sold on 215. Okay. I like the curved driveway. I like these homes. I think I looked at this one in one of my past videos. So let's take a look. This sold a while ago. Won't even look at that. So January of this year, listed it for $395 at $239 a square foot. $116 5 days later, it went pending. $215 a month later, obviously they got a loan. Sold for $385. One thing, the reason why I brought this up on this one is because the price per square foot was very aggressive on this house. This is lower than most of the homes in that area. They started out lower than most of the homes in the area. They ended up selling around here anyways. And they got a quick sale. I mean, it was under contract in less than a week. You can't ask for much better than that. Okay, that's why I've been claiming to everybody in the last month and a half, 2 months of my videos, if you're going to sell your house, you have to be aggressive today to get a quick sale. If you have time, you don't care, fine, you can mark it up, but aggressive list prices will get you a quick sale still. There's another one stuck behind here. Look at this one. Carrotwood Street. Sold for $399 on 2/14/2024. Let's take a look, see what happened to this. Back on the market due to buyer default. So they had an offer. Buyer backed out. Resold the property. Okay. Put a little bit of money into a freshly painted kitchen with stainless steel appliances, large island with generous bar. Okay. So as you can see, this home here, again, one of the current driveways that I tend to like. Let's go down and see what happened with this baby. In 2023, September last year, they listed this for $425 at $257 a square foot. See that? Price changed to $424. Price changed $419. Price changed in November to $409. Price change end of November to $399. Pending sale $399 at $242 a square foot. Listed for sale again, went pending again. A few days later, $399 a square foot. Now, I mentioned in one of my last videos that $250 per square foot is being challenged. So I see a lot of agents, they keep saying that, 260, 250 something is where things are selling at. I'm not seeing it in a lot of home sales today. And this and other ones that I'm going to show you here in this little video, you'll see that things are going below 250. Some are going in 220s and less. So anyways, good sale on this. Took a while for that agent to get this one sold, but it is what it is. Too bad they had a buyer back out. That kind of stinks. So let's keep going. All right, that was that guy. Let's go over here to $515K. Sold on 216 about 4 or 5 days ago. 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,400 square feet. It's not a bad size house. Oglethorpe Ave. Let's take a look, see what happened to this one. Location, beautiful custom build, expanded begonia, block and stucco. Anything else? I'd like to throw a roof on this. They've done some updates over time, okay? But let's take a look. It's been on the market for quite a while. So they listed this house last March in 2023 for $590, $246 a square foot. 4.7 last April. 575 came down 15K. Listing removed. That's not what I told you a couple of videos ago, where it's one way for realtors, refresh the property, but it hides some of the data. Okay. Listing removed. Listing put back on 2 days later. 575. A month later, came down to 569. July came down to 555. October, 549.9. October pending sale, but it just closed last week for $214 at 515. That's a big drop. 590 to 515 on this house. $214 a square foot. Like I said, that 250, 260 square foot price is being challenged. This is just one example. Let's keep going. Cedar Ridge, 360 on 220. That was yesterday. Let's see what happened with this baby. Had a bunch of new stuff. New rollers, new garage attic installation, stair, new garage portable AC, new garage Wi-Fi remote openers, a bunch of new stuff thrown in it. New hot water tank, HVAC with dual pump, new roof. They threw a lot of money into this house. Okay, so let's see. They bought this in the peak of COVID. $299.5, and on October 2021, they listed it 2 years later for $399. Put a lot of money into it. Remember, 12/6, $379. 1/16/2024 pending sale. 2/20/2024, $360. So they came down almost 40 grand on this house, and they threw a ton of money in it. And they had to pay a realtor, which let's say 5%. That's some bucks. They didn't walk away with too much money, and they probably had some closing costs. But at least they got out of this property. It was sold in about 3 months, and it's gold. Maybe they're buying a new one. Maybe they're moving on, but it is sold. Good job by the realtor. It's gone. Let's keep going. 1055 Winsboro Road or Drive. This is a good-looking house. You can tell the landscaping is very well maintained. 379 on 214. Bond is paid. Gas stove. So it's got gas, not all electric. Let's see where we're at. Listed for sale in August of last year for $430. October, marked down the 412. October a week later, $399. Wow, there's 30 grand right off the bat in 2 months. Listing removed. Again, trying to refresh that data. Put back on in December for $389.5. Came down another 10 grand. 1.5 had a pending sale. 214, they sold it for $379, another 10 grand off. So they started at $430. They bought this house in 11/18/2022 for $423,000. They just sold it for $379. Wow. $44,000 below their purchase price 2 years ago. And that's before they pay a realtor. Wow. That's a lot, folks. They didn't make any money in this deal. It looks like they sunk a lot of bucks in it. Right? Doesn't look like it? Not a huge amount, but it looks like 2020 AC. So water, they put a hot water tank, roof replaced in 20. But they bought this. So the previous owner did all the work. But they lost money in this deal. They did not make money. So that's too bad. Look, if you're buying these properties for insurance reasons or for investment purposes, you got to be very careful in today's market. You cannot be overpaying on properties if you plan on throwing a bunch of money into them and try to flip them. I know the villages, they tend to be a little bit different than other places around the country just because people want to move here. But you still have to be careful. Does anybody remember 2008? Anybody remember what happened to Florida real estate between 2008 and 2015? keep that in mind when you're out there purchasing properties. Okay. So, anyways, let's move on to sixes. 475. Let's take a look at these guys. 1835 Oxford, pretty home. Nice. Let's see why I put this one here. Let's see. Listed for $499, pending $499, sold for $475. Okay. Quick sale, $246 a square foot. Below that, $250. As we can see, even homes in very nice shape are definitely being sold below. But it says here, the good thing about this, I think it said no bond. No bond. And they put some money into it. So shingle roof, 2020, paver driveway, mature landscaping. So they put a little bit of work into this. It's a nice looking home from the curb appeal is pretty. So let's keep going. We got more. Notice how everything's below $250 a square foot. That is now challenging. And that is now being challenged by home sales. $340 on 220 yesterday. 2 bed, 2 bath, $1182. Let's take a look. So they bought this house in 2022. The peak of village pricing was right about here. For $345, tried to rent it 2 months later for $2,500. Then they marked it down a month and a half later to $2,000. Listing removed. Obviously, they didn't rent it. Listed back for sale for $365. Now they're trying to mark it up 20 grand, trying to get their money back. Marked down to $349. Pending sale at $349. Sold at $340. And 2024. Oh my God. This was not a good purchase, whoever did this one. $345 in May of 2022. That's what they bought it for. They ended up selling this in February 2024, a year and a half later for $340. They lost money. That's before closing costs, and that's before paying a realtor. If you're going to buy properties, try to rent them out in these places. The rental market is changing around the country as well. Rents are coming down. People are moving away from high rent places. Okay, they will find something cheaper. And with today's work from home ability, people will choose to do that instead of overpaying in their areas. Okay, but yeah, this was not a good deal. They overpaid. Now again, they bought this home. If you look at all the graphs, you can go pull up almost any listing. All the graphs in the villages show that this right here, about May, June, July of 2022 was the peak prices. Everything's come down since then. That's why you gotta be careful as an investor. Don't blow your money. This person lost some bucks. Let's keep going. 465. 539 Weston Manor. Now, it's too bad they didn't have a picture on. There's a picture, but I was hoping they had some photos. This is pretty cool. Had a bunch of plants back there in a nice little lanai. It's pretty screened in. But let's see. 465 on 214 last week. Located 5 minutes from Sumter Landing. Good location. Okay. In-ground pool. Got a bird cage. 12 by 42. New roof in December of 2023. So let's see what happened to this baby. This sold in 17 before COVID for $350. Wow. 12/19 they listed it for $469.9. Pending sale a week later, $469.9. Listed for sale again. Must be something happened. They backed out or something. $469. Pending sale again a week later for $469. Sold a month later for $465. Okay, so they priced this right. This got $260 a square foot. I don't know about the views of this one. What they're nearby. See if we can see anything. It's got a nice driveway, nice landscaping. You can tell it's maintained. It's not on the water, but it does have a pool with a bird cage and sold. $352. This looks like near a waterfront. I think it's 702 Cameron Ave. Nice home. Turnkey, no bond, 2-2 designer concrete block stucco. Across the street from the 18 green, Tierra de Sol Golf Course. Okay, home is ready, new owner to call, blah, blah, blah. Okay, let's see what had happened. Listed on 1/12/2024 for $352, sold for $352. Now look at the price per square foot. Aggressive. That's the key, folks. Aggressive. This looks good. This home looks pretty from the road. Landscaping looks good. Looks well maintained. Aggressive pricing. I keep saying it. Right? All right, let's keep going. $265. 1144 Del Toro Drive. Del Toro. So let's take a look at this. It's been out there for a while. So it sold in 2018 for $150, listed for sale in 2022. Sold again in July for $235, listed for rent for $4,000. What the? Okay, listing removed 3 months later in October. Listed for sale a year later for $275, marked down till pending sale. On 1/21, they had it marked down to $270, sold for $265. So they listed it. So luckily they got out of this property. It looks like they tried to rent it out. Maybe they did for a little while, but possibly that obviously did not work. Again, be careful renting in these places, folks. This is the older section. This looks, so you gotta be careful renting these out. $4,000. Holy cow. All right, let's keep going. $370. Fontana Court. I think the curved driveways. Nope, not on this one. 1311. Sold $370 on 216. Let's see what we're looking at. As you can see, we'll see trends. Listed in January for $379. Pending sale 4 days later. Sold for $370. This was a pretty good purchase. Okay. Watch. Let me show you. Look at the price per square foot. $206 a square foot. Sold. $1,794 a square foot. I told you that $250, $260 is being challenged more and more every single day. You're getting down now on these existing homes to $200 a square foot. A little bit more, and I think that'll continue as the market changes here a little bit. Here's this one, $252. Navidad Street, 1609, sold for $252. Sold on $220. So yesterday. Let's see what happened. Listed in November of last year for $259. Marked down in January of this year for $257. Pending $257. Sold for $252 at $244 a square foot. Now let's see if they put anything into this. Affordable home, that's a key. I don't think there was a bond on this one. I don't think there was a bond. No bond. Turnkey. Very affordable. And they did some upgrading. High-def laminate breakfast bar, new appliances, ceramic flooring, and beautiful cabinetry. So they did some updates in this home. They don't have the pictures up here. But yeah, good sale. There you go. Aggressive. All right, let's go up here. $290. Now we're north of 466. This is on Windstone Ave, 17719 Southeast 81st Windstone. Sold for $290 5 days ago. Let's take a look. So, listed for $329. Ooh. 10 days later, they marked it down to $299 to $215 a square foot. Pending sale, $299.9. Sold on $214 for $290 at $208 a square foot. Again, I do not believe that $250 to $260 square foot. Now, there's some here that I haven't looked at 100%. I'm just trying to keep this somewhat sporadic in what I'm picking. 9182 Southeast, 171st Drayton Place. Sold for $331 on $215 5 days ago. So let's see what's going on with this thing. Whoa. Listed for sale last April in 2000. Oh, no. Sorry. Listed for sale in July of 2023 for $369. Price change in August, $359. Price change November, $349. Price change in January of this year, $329. So they're already down $40K. Pending sale, $329. Sold, $331. So somebody came in a couple grand above asking. And $221 a square foot. They started out at $250, $247. Again, nowhere near that $250 people are talking about. Let's just pick another one here real quick. Sold. Some of these actually sold pretty good. I just love the curved driveways. Two bed, $1275. Oh, this one's a little different. It has a graph. This sold in 2021 for $207. You can see that. In the middle of COVID. Panic buy, right? But they listed it for sale for $289. Price change $285. Pending $285. They sold for $224 a square foot. So lucky for them, these folks were able to get out of it on the downward trend. Again, you know, you got these peaks going on right here. And this one peaked in April. Keeps going down. Not a bad sale. Gone. See you later. Let's see what else I got. One over here for $350. Look at this house. Pretty. Good curb appeal, right? Looks good. Let's take a look. So for $350, $216, it is $17.94. So we're already down this $200 a square foot. 3 bed, 2 bath. I don't know where everybody's getting this $250 a square foot. I haven't seen one yet. Look at this. Listed for $399 in December, a few months ago. Came down a month later to $379. There's $20K. Came down again about 3 weeks later to $359. There's $40K. And sold for $350. So they came down 50 grand on this house. This house sold less than $200 a square foot. $195 a square foot. Now, of all of them, this one actually looks pretty dang good. Lawn's nice. You can tell they maintain it. Wow. So as you can see, folks, that 250 mark, 260 that other people are saying houses here are selling for, it's not happening very often. You're going to have a unique home. Maybe you have a waterfront, a golf course front. That's happening. But that's not what's happening with all these. I mean, you can see I went sporadically through all these and pulled them up. That 250 mark is very uncommon right now when you start pulling up some of these sold sales. So you could go into Zillow here. If you're looking in an area, let's say you're looking up here, north, and let's just say in between the sixes. A lot of people like in between here, okay? In between here. You can come in here. You can go up here to Zillow, go into sold, and then you go in here. Like you can go sold in the last 1 day, 7 days, 14 days. Don't go too far back because, you may have too many if you go 30 or 90. But, I don't mind coming in here every day or so, every 7 days, and taking a look and just seeing what's going on with the market and seeing where everything's falling when it comes to price per square foot. And eventually you can see that there will be a major trend that is happening on these prices. They're all now down below $250 a square foot. Many down near $200 a square foot, okay? So do your homework on these things. If you're working with a realtor, make sure your realtor's doing their homework on these things. They can pull up these listings in the MLS. They can see what's being sold in the last 1 day, 2 days. And actually, they can do a search for you. Sold search, closed within the last day to your email every single morning so that you can keep track of what's selling. So when you go into some of these areas and make an offer, you know what some recent, I'm talking recent, sales have been selling for, especially if they're similar homes in the same neighborhood, same street. Might be the neighbor's house, okay? So just keep an eye on that if you're going to make an offer on a property. You want to make sure that you know what is selling. Don't rely on your agent to just do that for you. Your agent should be looking in these areas especially. Try to pin down where you want to live. If it's between the sixes, You can come in here. I just did the last 7 days. There's 5 sales. 4, 5, 6 sales between the 6s. This is easily done. That's within the last week. Okay? So anyways, Mark here at Gilbo Realty. I just wanted you to see that prices are coming down. You can see it in the sold properties. And since the villages marked down those homes down there in Dabney and Denham, prices have been coming down on the existing inventory. So anyways, have a good day and take care of yourself, and we'll talk to you soon.